Here we'll be discussing about the definitions and examples of quadratic trinomials. What are quadratic trinomials? A quadratic trinomial is a 3 times expression with the highest power of a variable being 2. It is of the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where x is a variable. I'm going to be using this to give us more example on how quadratic trinomials are, because this is what we'll be coming through as we move on with the lecture. There are 3 term expression. Now we have ax squared. This is as squared plus bx plus c. This is 3 terms. And now this is what we call quadratic trinomials. Sometimes we call it quadratic equations when it's equal to 0. Now here, let's bring out this term so I'll explain what surrounds this expression before we move on. When we have ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, this is the expression, this quadratic trinomials. Now, what does all this represent? A is a coefficient of s squared, b is the coefficient of x, while c is the constant. Now, we call A is called the leading coefficient. What are leading coefficients? Leading coefficients are coefficients that is found in front of the variable with the highest power. Like for example, this is s squared. X here has the highest power of 2, and the coefficient in front of the x squared is what is called the leading coefficient. Now we have b. Our b is called the linear coefficient. Then our c is called constant value, or call it additive coefficient. This is an expression, a quadratic expression. Now, once it is being equated to ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now, once you have this, it becomes a quadratic equation. Now, we understand what quadratic trinomial is, the definition, and here is an illustration to show you how quadratic trinomial is. Now, examples of quadratic trinomials. Examples of quadratic expression. 1, you have 2x squared minus 7x plus 3. This is an expression. Number 2, you can have x squared minus 3x plus 5. This is another expression. All these are quadratic trinomials. They are just quadratic expressions. Now, with this little definition and illustration, you should be able to get what is before us as we solve different questions. Know that we are solving questions on quadratic trinomials, or more or less like quadratic equation. Thank you.